The first time I met Bob Marley was I was my last year at school, and I was very much into photography and also music. And I'd read in one of the music papers that he was coming over to do his first tour of England. And so I decided I wanted to meet him and take some photos of him. So I went to the first venue he was to play on the tour. It was in London, a place called the Speakeasy Club. And so I didn't go to school that day, and went to the club maybe there at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't know anything really about the music, how bands operated. So I was there at 10, and they didn't turn up till around 3 or 4 o'clock to do their sound check. So I just waited, and eventually he arrived, and I walked up to him and said, "Can I take your picture?" And he said, "Yeah, man, come in." And so I went into the club with him, and while they were doing their sound check, when they had a break, he was asking me what it was like to be a young black kid in England, and I was asking him about Jamaica, and he really liked me and took to me and said to me, "Would I like to come on the tour?" And I said yes. So next day, I packed my bag as if I was doing sports and went to the hotel. And in those days, it wasn't a tour bus; it was a van. And the very famous picture, one of the most iconic images of Bob, and I was sitting in a row of seat behind, and he turned around and said, "You ready, Dennis?" And I said, "Yeah." Took a shot, and it's become one of my most iconic images. And my adventure began. And as I said, maybe 3-4 days or so into the tour, it was snowing. One day they wanted to play football. They opened the curtain. It was snowing, and they said, "What's that? What's that?" And I said, "Snow." And they said, "What do you mean snow?" I said, "You know, snow." And they'd never seen snow before. And Peter Tosh and Bob Marley said, "Oh, it's a sign from Jah. We must leave Babylon. We must leave Babylon," because they hated touring. But Bob refused. He really wanted to continue the tour, but they didn't. And so the tour collapsed. And so they went back to Jamaica. And so that was it. Yeah. I am a punk. Punk is a state of mind, a way of thinking. It's not really about the way you dress. What punk really means is the ability, the desire to achieve what you want against all the odds, to go against the grain, in that sense. And working with Bob Marley, what influenced me in Bob Marley was to I learned how to be positive within myself, to recognize myself as a black man, as being equal to anyone. I learned my history, and more importantly, it gave me a sense to ground myself. So with punk, I learned how to kick down the door to take what I want. And through Bob Marley, I learned how to ground myself through spirituality, in that sense, and a positivity.